to hit the gas as we close on in on Summer Lovin'. It's Breakdown coming at you with 6 epic matches, including a champ versus champ match in the men's division. Strap on in. We're filled to the brim with epic proportions of action coming in to you right now. Welcome into the Breakdown Arena, and it's now the island of relevancy as the OTC's music fills the arena. We're set for action from our tribal chief. Close to glory, but always so far away.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, Roman Reigns.
Countless times he's made it to the opportunity, to the finals, but fallen short. Last time we saw the head of the table was in a losing effort to Will Ospreay, a man who main events now tonight's show and also Summer Lovin'. Roman wants to get back on the horse, back on winning ways, and potentially challenge Will a second time for the gold. To do that, his path needs to be difficult. He needs to overcome the challenges he has failed at several times over. Tonight, Roman begins that path. One's up for your tribal chief as he gets acknowledged by the crowd. But the big issue for him, he wants gold. And to get it, he's got to do a hell of a lot more and not choke in championship bouts. Roman enters the ring, grabs the mic. It looks like he might be issuing an open challenge. To be the best, you gotta beat the rest. I guess he wants whoever comes out next. Let's find out who his opponent will be. Oh my. You think you know me?
Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 251 pounds.
Adam Copeland's in the house. The Rated R Superstar. Making a return to IPW. The lights flashing hard for him. Can you blame him? Copeland's been missing in action, finally returning here tonight. This could potentially be a barn burner of a bout, as it's the battle of the spears. As Altered Bridges Judgment Day song echoes through the arena. The ultimate opportunist looks ready to go to war with the tribal chief. We're underway. Roman misses with the opening shot, and so the two stars tie up. Collar and elbow, Roman overpowering Cope to start this off. They tie up once again. Copeland into the side headlock, taking control and keeping the pressure on here. Roman, he is methodical in his pace. He will try to slow it down, but to do that, he needs control. Finally gonna get some here as he takes the arm wrench, applying pressure onto the elbow and shoulder here of Copeland. Adam needs to potentially break the hold, release his arm, but an STO there from Roman just punishes that elbow a little more by forcing it to potentially jar into the mat. It has, however, not had that sort of effect here, as Copeland still able to strike, still able to use it, and he's keeping the pressure on here on Roman. Nice maneuver there by the Rated Star. Rated Star? The Rated R superstar, who we're expecting to be fighting on that edge, keeping the pressure on here, as that looked funky, but it was effective as it forced Roman into a difficult situation. And as we were saying, an open challenge here from Roman. It does make sense. Obviously, Ospreay beat him at the showdown in the grand finals, and it wasn't close. Ospreay just fired off those hidden blades effectively. He landed that run of finishers that just ended Roman's night. And Reigns really had no answer to it. Now, outside of pay-per-views really, Roman's typically been stuck in competitions like tourneys, so Dual Dream Tournament, going back several months until that was probably his last true night on a episode of either Breakdown or Primetime where he wasn't in competition for the title. And it's such a drastic change to actually see him here tonight, going one-on-one with Copeland here with nothing on the line. No stakes on this match. It's just a bona fide exhibition. Speaking of exhibitions, this one could potentially be over soon. Edge or Copeland trying to get a winning edge over Roman, is both men missing. Roman opted for that Superman punch. Copeland looking for the spear. Reigns sends Edge running. Superman punch connects, dropping the Rated R superstar for a 2 count there. Edge gonna wisely roll to the apron, hanging onto the ropes. Sent running. Oh, nearly speared. Edge catching Roman with the knee. Both men looking for that tackle of a maneuver. Try and cut each other in half. Edge sends Roman running this time. Misses both men. Not able to land their spears. Aware of what each other want. Edge has been busted open. The U's and the R's coming through. And Reigns places Copeland on the ropes. A couple of shots to the back. Ringing true here. Reigns. Typically speaking, there's a lot of difficult opportunities in front of him, let's be honest. As our main event tonight will showcase the options as... Nice shot to the back of the head there by Copeland. Spear though from Reigns, connecting. That came from out of nowhere. And Roman looking for the win and gets it. Cope's night cut short. Off the back of that spear.
Roman Reigns!
No replay needed. Just Roman domination. Reigns victorious here tonight. Let's move to our next bout. Well, the island of relevancy couldn't be any more relevant after Reigns' win moments ago. But two women looking to become relevant here on Breakdown are set to compete toe-to-toe in the squared circle.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Wellington, New Zealand, Blair Davenport.
The Battle of Oceania is here. It's Blair Davenport looking to lay claim to the Sapphire Champion. The Amethyst Championship, I should say, in the women's division. Get that, though, you have to go through Nia Jax, which is no easy foot. But it is a championship sought after by many. Arguably a very difficult task to take a belt off Nia. But Blair wants to try. Whether or not she gets the next title shot is a different story, but coming out of Summer Loving, challenges for Breakdown's belts need to kind of be established with the brand split happening. Another star looking to go towards Jax's belt. Another Kiwi. As the shot's called.
Representing Damage Control from Auckland, New Zealand, Dakota Kai.
Kai here tonight. Former television champion. One of the first to hold that belt. Wants to be the only woman to hold both mid-card titles. Jax has held the main... the top championship, the Undisputed Women's World Championship, and now the Amethyst belt. Kai wants to hold the television and Amethyst. And so these two go toe-to-toe in more or less an eliminator for that championship opportunity. We're underway. And Kai's coming out quick. Expect some big time strikes out from both these women. Both very agile, both very prolific with their legs. As the captain of Team Kick, Dakota Kai, goes square to toe with Blair Davenport. A woman of the unholy union. These two Kiwis obviously probably grew up on the indies at the same time. Over in Oceania. Priestley, more known on the UK independent scene. Coming over as B. Priestley. moving to WWE, becoming Blair Davenport. And one of the, well, technically the second to last NXT UK Women's Champion, who's stomping the head of Dakota Kai into the mat. A follow-up knee misses, and Kai looking for a shot. Able to strike true here. And Dakota getting into this. Tongan twist. Plant down Davenport. But as we said last week on Breakdown, this is the new era of IPW. New talent looking to emerge themselves as potential challengers on either brand. It's been months since we've probably seen Kai competing, trying to challenge for a championship. And it's the first time, really, we've seen Davenport going towards a goal as Kai up over. Locking in a submission hold as well. The Rings of Saturn applied. Priestley fights out of it. To a vertical base, both women go, but Kai is sent crashing to the floor. We've already mentioned how prolific the kicks and strikes from the lower region of these women are. Davenport showcasing it there as she heads up top. Calling her shot. The count reaches 7. The double axe misses. And Kai sends Priestley running. The count reset when Priestley came flying off that top rope. Kai hooks up Davenport here. Connects with the detonation kick. Into the face. The count comes through from our referee. And it's a 3 count. Simple, quick, and effective offense from Kai shuts down Davenport and picks up the victory in our second bout of the evening. It seems like one and done is what we are getting. So far, anyway. But here we see it. The kick to the side of the temple. Knocks out Priestley. And Dakota's victorious in the second bout tonight.
Here is your winner, Dakota Kai.
Great showing from Kai, getting damage control to winning ways here tonight. Let's see what happens in our next bout. Well, after one damage control member is victorious, can 2 more achieve the same fate as Dakota? We're about to find out as the Kabuki Warriors are in action.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors.
Kairi and Asuka, a prolific duo. Main eventers in their own right, but as a combined unit, a difficult thing to match up to. You need some real talent, some real desire to be victorious against them, as an unholy union might be enough to do it. As the funky electric beat in the background continues to play. Isla and Alba ready for Asuka and Kairi Sane. We're about to find out.
Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, the Unholy Union.
Fire and Dawn as a combined unit can be a difficult thing to overcome. Last time we saw them competing was alongside the Boogeyman. And I believe it may have been Karrion Kross in a losing affair to the PFC, who obviously aren't in action tonight, but Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Sonya Deville, that on Breakdown, we could potentially see a rematch between the Unholy Union and the PFC in the near future, but I have a feeling that's not the goal that all these women want to be going for. This opens up the realm of conversation of a women's tag team championship here in IPW. We have the men's, we have the mixed tag, but no women's tag belts. And we mentioned last week the teams that we do have here on IPW Breakdown. It's stacked lineups. Even on primetime, they have several tag teams as well, all of which can compete for potentially a pretty big prize. As if you're unaware, tag team championships here in IPW are cross-brand, meaning that everyone and anyone can be competing for a set championship. As the Unholy Union right now going to work, just taking out the Kabuki Warriors. Kairi taken out by Alba, and Isla's brawling with Asuka right now. Asuka's getting the better of Dawn, well, for a moment, as a couple of Irish whips come through from the legal combatants as the count now reaching the halfway point. Fire gonna back away from Kairi. Dawn gonna return to the ring, as is Kairi. And Isla's rolled straight back out just to fight with Asuka. Alba just gonna stun Kairi, not allow her to get some offense off on her. And we return to the ring. Nyla trying to suplex Kairi, maybe there. That German not going to come through. Instead, it's Kairi sending Isla over the top rope. And a drop kick puts her back on the outside. These two teams, really, if you look at potential challengers for a women's tag belt, you gotta put the Kabuki Warriors up there. Bianca and Jade as a team. They all could be very much going for gold. The likes of also Fatal Influence, PFC, who we've mentioned already, all in that similar picture. The metaphor, another two, is a nice Meteora there from Dawn. Connects with the offense, dropping the elbow to follow it up. And Isla's really rolling here in the early goings. Lining up, Kairi up, down, nice crossbody. Dawn not going to allow Asuka to tag in. Kairi, however, not going to allow Isla to go for whatever she wants to do. And now, the Sky Pirate gets the tag. We can now bring in the Empress of Tomorrow. Smart here from Isla to roll to the apron. By space, but she's speared to the floor. Kairi getting a blind tag. Asuka just slapping the back. Unexpected there from Sane. Nice spinning kick to the face there from Asuka. That roundhouse to the side of the skull. A lot of damage done with it. There's both women battling here on the outside. Asuka. Insane. Join up together in front of Dawn. The battle begins here between the two legal combatants. Isla sends Kairi crashing down with an Irish whip. And then just stuns Asuka on the top rope. Isla sending Kairi into the Unholy Union corner. And finally, Alba Fire legal into this match. Big backdrop there. Sending Sane flying. As the slow crawl to the ropes comes through. Alba does not allow Sane to tag out and goes for the pin. A 2 count here over Kairi. What an upset it would be if Alba and Isla won this match. Beating Kairi is no easy footing, let alone a former WWE Women's World Champion in Asuka. But Isla and Alba, solid tag team as a unit, now busting open Sane, going for the pin. Big kick out there, a massive one at that from Kairi to stay alive in this matchup. Asuka watching, waiting on from the apron as Isla and Alba setting up for something. Alba to the top, just thrown in, shoulder block. Taking down Kairi. Runs the ropes up, over. Snapping that neck. We've typically seen here in this match a lot of the Unholy Union in control. Kairi really needs to opt for a tag out here. Asuka, the fresher of the two. I have a feeling, though, Kairi's going to take Alba for a ride. Plants her with the powerbomb. And finally makes the tag out. Asuka now legal. And is Alba ready for her? The answer right now is no, as the big knee and then the roundhouse connecting to the back of the skull puts Alba in a difficult situation, one of which the Kabuki Warriors look to revel in. Unable to do it just yet until now. Asuka with a German. Asuka kicks to the stomach and then the spinning heel kick. Puts down Fire, the pinfall attempt in. Isla's in to break it up, realizing the danger her partner was in. Keeping the match alive for the Union. It's interesting enough IPW management booking this matchup right now. As Kairi, insane elbow. A vicious combination there by Asuka and Kairi. Gets a 2 count, a massive kick out from Alba. I mean, it's not surprising. Alba's taken very little in terms of punishment here from either of the two women. It was Isla who was in for the majority of the early going. She's absorbed the shots, and now Unholy Union can go on the offense a bit more carefree, a bit more not being in trouble, but this is trouble. Isla manages to get out of it. A big time running Meteora, not going to connect there. And Kairi going to send, no, Isla going to send Kairi running. Crossbody from Kairi stops the charge. Now gets sent into her own corner. By Isla realizing the danger that could be coming. He was sent into the waiting arms of Asuka. Nice DDT there by Kairi. Insane. Tags out. Asuka opts for the pin. Quick kick out by Isla. You have to feel the unholy union might be in trouble. Might need to opt for potentially some desperation tactics. As the Kabuki Warriors are looking to turn up the heat. Asuka, oh, vicious. The Empress of Tomorrow not playing around. All business tonight for her. Isla sent running. Kabuki Warriors looking to stun. Sends Isla running. Again into a back elbow. Tries to crawl to the ropes. Kairi gonna stop it. And Isla hooks her up. Uranagi. Plants her with a Coloss. The pin broken up though. As she looks for something else here. Kairi. Caught. Big time elbow. A final cut. Could this be it? A 2 count. And a kick out by Sane to keep the match alive. Isla frustrated. Potentially it's time for the unholy union to work together to put an end to this. As Isla and Alba lining up. Isla in the gory special. And the flatliner plants her down. The unholy combination as Isla leaves the ring. Asuka watches on. As no. What in the world is Kairi made of? How is she kicking out of that? Massive maneuvers and she comes through with the spear. We've already seen that pick up a win earlier. It's not going to do it here as Isla interrupts the match. Breaks it up. The ankle locked in. Kairi looking to get a tap out victory here over Fire. Not going to be able to get it just yet. Isla's still in this. For how much longer is Asuka now legal? The Empress of Tomorrow has that sort of chance to end the night. In a moment's notice, Snapmare kick to the back. Sane in the ring now. Back legal for the team, the Kabuki Warriors. Target set. An insane elbow could have been coming. Wise there by Fire to tag out. As Dawn now legal, but she's caught. Asuka back in. Asuka back down on the ground. Alba gonna get hit here. Asuka distracted. Smart there by Fire to absorb some shots for her partner, but I have a feeling they're not going to be enough to keep the match alive. The spinning gut kick. Asuka's coming running in, connecting with the hip attack. Alba's in, breaks it up. And Isla staying in it. Big time pump knee to the skull. And Asuka in trouble. Half and half suplex. Sends her over. Asuka tags out. Kairi now legal again. And both these women really taking quite a bit of punishment now from the opposition. I have a feeling though Asuka's waiting to lock in the Asuka lock. The moment's not come just yet. However, the Unholy Union have the opportunity to keep Sane in trouble. A big backdrop there. As Isla lines up Kyrie. Tries to go Meteora, can't connect. Instead, it's Kyrie. Sending Isla running. Kabuki Warriors corner. No tag, though. Again, a reversal of the throws. Isla sent from corner to corner. Pillar to post. And Kyrie in control. Target set. I thought maybe she was going to come charging in. But no, it's Asuka to do the dirty work. Asuka to put a nail in the coffin. Heath says as she just taunts, allowing Isla to tag out and bring in Fire. STO from Asuka. Is the Empress of Tomorrow. Eyes set to go Asuka lock. Can't get it. Instead, Fire hooks her up. Gory bomb from Fire. Plants Asuka. And now, looking to punish, sends her into the corner. Isla and Fire could potentially be looking for the beginning of the end. Dawn, not going to be tagged in just yet. Fire, keeping the pressure on. Asuka in trouble. Isla and watching on as Swanton bomb comes through from Fire. The pinfall attempt. Kyrie's coming in just in the nick of time, but Asuka got the shoulder up herself. A referee, Gregathy, taken out by Kyrie. Meaning no chance to count the pin just yet as the blue mist. No referee to spot it. And Asuka looking for victory. You see it down the face of Fire. I'm surprised our referee isn't calling for an end. But that's not needed just yet as Sane heads up top. It's insane elbow time. Asuka sets it up. Kyrie knocks her down. The pinfall attempt. A slow count. Gregathy haven't forgot, but it doesn't matter. The Kabuki Warriors are victorious. Misted. And then a shot to the heart. And Fire's not okay. As the long, drawn out 3 count puts the exclamation mark on just how much damage, how effective that offense from the Kabuki Warriors actually is in securing a victory. And while I would have to say the Unholy Union were close to victory, they could not get over the hurdle posed in front of them by Asuka and Kyrie. And as the offense kept piling on, the shots kept rattling, kept on disrupting what Fire and Dawn were after.
Here are your winners, Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors.
A massive victory here in the hopes of a new championship in IPW. But does this turn the heads of IPW management to get the belts? We'll have to see as we march on forward to our next match. Well, it's time for some big time action here in the Breakdown Arena. There is no fear as the fire burns as Penta makes his way to the ring. The cool strut.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Ecatepec, Mexico, weighing in at 87 kilos,
Penta. Former AEW Tag Team Champion, former TNA Tag Team Champion. A man on the warpath towards singles gold. Former Lucha Underground World Champion, I should point out as well, in his list of accomplishments. Penta has shown no fear every single match he's competed in. And tonight, he's going up against someone who has probably got quite a bit of fear in his face. There's no fan.
from seasonal residencies, weighing in at 212 pounds, Tyler Breeze.
There is no fandangoing here tonight. It is pure Prince Pretty in the house, looking to pick up a big time victory here with the selfie stick in hand. Breeze brings a cool look, a cool feel. And we can actually go to the selfie stick cam. There you go. Looking pretty dope here from the stick. And yeah, Prince Pretty's here, competing here in IPW, going up against Penta. We did say this is the new era of IPW, and the talent we keep seeing week in and week out grows. Here we go. Prince Pretty. Tyler Breeze out the gates first with a step out into Guri. Gets cut off here by Penta with that sling blade, and these two tying up early goings. I don't know who I favor, Prince Pretty in terms of power maybe, but I'd say it's fairly even in that regard. Similar stature. Honestly, very similar in terms of offense. But let's be honest, the better accomplishments, I would have to say, go to Penta. The more renowned star in comparison to Tyler Breeze. Both bring their unique attributes to wrestling. And it's actually surprising what we're seeing right now, as Penta's offense, really the sacrifice revolving around breaking the opponent's arm. And the fact that Breeze is targeting that ligament really does... It's mind games, really, from Prince Pretty. Realizing what his opponent's typically known for. Breeze caught. Now on the apron. Oh, a vicious slap there by Penta. Just chopping the chest of Breeze. That'll leave a mark. potentially will welt up as this match goes on. Penta charging in, step up into Guri in the corner, follows her up, handstand into the boots. The face of Breeze in trouble. Prince Pretty finding a chance to strike back, catching Penta off guard. Sends him running. A drop down, a leapfrog, an up over backdrop, and a boot to follow suit. And Penta again caught by Prince Pretty. Tyler Breeze, we know, former tag team champion, a former fashion police as well, if we go back to those days. The man can be pretty impactful in his wrestling. Challenged several times for the NXT Championship. Fell short all those times. And since then, his career's gone on a different pathway. Become more of a prolific fighter as Penta roll up, trying to steal the victory. Not going to get it. Breeze kicks out in time. Caught, though, with a Hurricane Rana. Penta's fired up. Up. Comes down. Barely catching him, though. But the boot scraped the back. And Penta hooks up Breeze. Big time Penta driver. I want to say Toro Japan is the actual name of the move, but we'll not go there. It's a Penta driver. Drilling Breeze into the mat. And Breeze going down on the knee as well. You can see the shaking he's got. That was big time offense. And Penta, he's firing on all cylinders. Tries to connect there, misses. Breeze avoids it. Through a lariat for Breeze. The 2K comeback inbound. Ducks the shot. A big time super kick. And Breeze looking, trying to win. Thinking I'm prettier. Not going to get it. The beauty shot. Not going to be coming either. A drop kick, though, comes through. And Prince Pretty busts open Penta. Oh my word! A Mexican destroyer. Taking the skull off of Breeze. Planted into the mat. And Breeze, you're going for another ride, mate. Penta driver. Plants him down. The pin should be the win. Dominance from Penta. He brought the game to Breeze. And he won in a breeze. Quick, efficient, and very much deadly. That Mexican destroyer ending the night. This Tour of Japan as well. Just effective offense from Penta. Seals the deal. And you don't realize it. He keeps the arm. That left arm trapped. Forcing a difficult situation. You can't kick out of that pin very easily. We'll probably get to see that pin in a moment. Is that Mexican destroyer just pretty? Here we have it. Just watch the arm. It goes into the gut wrench. Up, down, and he keeps a hold of it with the boot across the face. It means that that shoulder's going to be stuck down. And Penta's victorious.
Here is your winner, Penta!
A great victory for Penta here, as he showed Zero Miedo. Let's move swiftly, though, from this to our next bout tonight. Cero miedo. It's co-main event time, and it looks like all of Damage Control have competed tonight as the Wub Wubs begin, and Io Sky makes her way to the ring.
It's scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing Damage Control from Tokyo, Japan, Io Sky.
It's also interesting, everyone who has competed in that showdown Grand Finals is competing here tonight as well. We've gone from the new prospects of IPW last week to the cemented stars this week. All on that conquest towards the top spots of their divisions. Roman was victorious earlier in his opening bout against Copeland as that loser in that Grand Finals. And Io Sky pick up a victory here against the Queen.
And her opponent from the Queen City, Charlotte Flair.
The former challenger for the undisputed World Heavyweight Women's World Championship. Flair fell short that night to a very game Henley. Tonight, looking to bounce towards new championships here in IPW, as that ruby belt would look fitting around the waist of arguably one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the world. To get there, you've got to go through former challenger. This is no easy fitting for both these women. Speaking of easy fitting, how easy is it to get this jacket off of Flair? Gail, why don't you tell us? Pretty goddamn easy. The Queen, regal as ever, ready to brawl with the aerial assassin, the genius of the sky. The crowd's behind Io. Flair looks ready though, composed. And we're underway. Our co-main event. Both women missing. Until Io comes a hitting. Flair though, in a technical brawl, will overpower Io. Takes the arm, wrenching back on it. Here though is Io Sky, keeping the pressure on to Flair. This is not what we expect from her, but this offense is smart. Io, known for that Koji clutch, that trapping around the neck with her boots, wrenching back on it. If the arms are kind of stretched already, it makes that hold a little bit more powerful, a little bit more potent from Io. And it's wise offense to make them a little bit more strained and really in a bad situation. Both these women, former World Heavyweight Champions in WWE. Both former NXT Women's Champions. A former Divas Champion, I believe, as well for Flair. The last of her kind. And Flair, we know, such lineage in the family. A 16-time world champion, her father. Charlotte trying to close in on that record. Obviously, needs to get back in the title hunt here in IPW to maybe close that record down in our ring, but that's something she'll have to earn, have to get towards. But as it stands right now, Io putting up a decent fight against Flair, keeping this situation a little bit more of a difficult one here for both these women. And you have to feel Liv Morgan watching on with bated breath as to how this match will end up, because we know that she's recently fought Io and the showdown. Big time spear there from Flair. Flair, I believe, one of the last women to challenge Henley for the belt. So realistically, we have two former challengers for the top championships in IPW battling toe-to-toe here tonight in our co-main event. Could we say that maybe winner gets a title shot down the road at Liv Morgan? We'll have to see, as the knees there from Io connecting to the stomach goes for the pin, but our referee quite slow to go to the pin position to count it. Flair sent running here by Io. Nice side slam there. It almost span out into a blue thunderbomb, but not going to be it, as Flair head scissors applied to Io. Io forces her off. All broken, and now Sky fires back. Shooting some big shots there. Flair really trying to get that knife edge chop established. Can't do so just yet, as Io's really kept her away. This big time sweep of the leg, causing Io some troubles, but Flair's fired up now. Tries to go for that slap, can't get it. Instead, world's strongest slam from Sky. And Sky is going to follow it up with a big time knee, drilling the skull of Flair with full on knee pad. I'm honestly surprised Io's not busted her open, but this is not a situation you want to be in if you're Sky. The figure 8 applied. Flair looking to tap out. Io not going to get it. So Sky manages to escape trouble. Flair, however, needs to keep working on that leg. Keep Io in a bad situation. Not going to be able to do so. As Sky back to her feet. Irish whip reversal and nice back elbow from Flair. She's calling her shot, looking to end it maybe. Io's not really gotten massive offense out here on Flair. It's been Charlotte with the chop finally connecting. Flair now back to the leg. No, not going to go leg. Instead, just picks up Io. Sets her up, over, down. Applying pressure to that neck. She's looking to potentially set up rear naked choke here. Or a crossface. Keep Io in trouble, but it's not really going to come into effect as Sky sends Charlotte running. A drop down. A drop kick to that knee. Flair. Trouble. Flatliner. Koji clutch applied. We mentioned how earlier the stretching in the arm, how that affects this hold. Flair getting trapped in it for a moment. Still going to do some work here in favor of Sky. Keep your eyes on Flair. She's charging in. Big boot in the corner. The skull of Sky almost taken off. And now Flair looking to end it. Rolls through. Power bomb. Sits her out with it. Charlotte's not done. Deadlift. Down again. Sits through into the pin this time. Gets a 2. Flair closing in on victory. Returns to the legs, and Io, I'm sorry, you're in trouble. The figure 4. And I think she's going to bridge back. The figure 8. Locked in. Sky. Not going to tap. Flair breaks the hold. And now what is Flair going to do? Brings Io up. Io has been in so much pain in this match, and I think she's in trouble. As Flair heads up top. Moonsault misses the first time, connects on the second attempt. Io in trouble, as again the figure 4 locked in, and the bridge through. The 8's now in effect. Can't get the tap out just yet. More is needed to put an end to the genius of the Sky. A splash through. Not gonna get that job done though. Io, resilient, finally fighting back. Got to a vertical base, kicking, striking her way now through Flair, but Flair, a nice Death Valley, puts down Io, and then a shoulder breaker. Keeps down the damage control leader. And Sky in the shoulders, flapjacked out. A TKO. Into the pin goes Flair. Somehow though, 3 attempts at the figure 8. A moonsault. And Io is still fighting. Still kicking out. We've seen how resilient she can be. She avoids that knife edge chop again. Can't avoid the lariat. Resourceful is Sky. She's sent running. A drop down. A leapfrog from Flair, and a spear cuts her in half. It's only fitting this happens. We start the night with one. We end the night with one. The women's division is on notice as the Queen is trying to break down her throne. We have one more match tonight, our main event. Claymore, Hidden Blade, Battle of the Swords. Some may say the Swords of Essex in some regard. Champ versus champ. The Billy Goat. The Glasgow Warrior. The future of the business, some may say. It's McIntyre versus Ospreay. The Emerald Belt versus the Sapphire. That is an epic main event coming to you on tap in a moment's time, but
here is your winner, Charlotte Flair.
We have to consider Liv Morgan, who her next challenger may be. Flair's made a statement claim for it. Not included in the showdown, I should point out, in terms of the road to it. Could this be the turnaround that Flair needs? Scottish Warrior. Scottish Psychopath. The winner of a Rumble. And IPW's latest champion in the men's division. Ready for war sword in hand, the amethyst belt around the waist. It's fire time!
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, the prestigious Pure Wrestling Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
The amethyst belt in all its glory around the waist of the Scottish psychopath, held in his hands, forged in the fires of British steel. McIntyre lifts what he holds dear to him. Yet to face a challenger for the belt. But this is arguably his biggest challenge in IPW. Going toe-to-toe with the aerial assassin, the Emerald Belt holder, Will Ospreay.
And his opponent from England, weighing in at 220 pounds, the prestigious World Champion, Will Ospreay.
Ospreay, we've seen time and again upset the odds, change the tempo, and forge a new path in IPW. The two-time World Heavyweight Champ, the Emerald Belt holder currently. The man that's just taken IPW and elevated it to a new level. Ospreay, he brings fast-paced offense and just that unique style to just cripple an opponent. McIntyre, we know how good he is. This is his biggest test to date. Let's get going. And McIntyre drops the Emerald Champ. Big time spin out. Powerbomb there. Press to connect, can't do so. Ospreay down low. Springboard up to the top. Corkscrewing through the air. And follow it up. Booty pop and moonsault, but misses. McIntyre back to his feet. Sends Will running. Caught by the referee. Now gonna tie up. Caught. Up to the shoulders. Powerbomb position. Ospreay in trouble. Whirlied it. Peers into the corner. These two have met before on the indies in British wrestling scene. Both arguably the best things to come out of the United Kingdom for many a year. And honestly, the only other name I can think of up in that picture in terms of great United Kingdom talent that's at the top of the game, I have to say Zack Sabre Jr. One of the best technical grapplers in the world. One of the best powerhouses in McIntyre. One of the best aerial offensive stars in Ospreay. We haven't seen ZSJ in IPW yet. Could that be a new home for him? But think of all the bouts that could happen if he does show up here. That would be epic. But as we turn the attention back into this match, you kind of have to think about how these two operate a lot. Ospreay is a battle backer. He did it against Roman. That signature finish just coming swinging to just take the skull off of Roman, but future shock DDT. Drew looking to win it, but he's caught. Roll-up attempt from Ospreay. Trying to buy some reprieve, realizing the trouble he's in. Ospreay caught with a Claymore. Drew looking for victory. As the aerial assassin stays alive. Just the other day on Tuesday night, our television champion in the women's division upset our undisputed women's champ. I say upset. It's becoming a more of a formality. Lyra beating Henley, but will we get the same thing here in the men's division? Ospreay losing to McIntyre. It's a potential that could be on the horizon if Drew keeps this tempo going. As Ospreay hooked up, Ospreay avoids the shot from the top rope, comes through with a drop kick. Pinfall attempt here from the aerial assassin. Only get to one. McIntyre back to his feet. But he's caught, lariated, dropped down. And Ospreay could be setting it up. Looking, connecting, hidden blade. The skull of McIntyre caught sharp with the elbow. But a quick kick out. And again, avoiding that booty popping moonsault. McIntyre fired up. As is the crowd. Pinfall attempt from the Scottish psychopath. Utilizing the ropes for leverage. A quick kick out by Ospreay. But Ospreay sent running. Claymore. Connecting. The aerial assassin kicking out in time. Staying alive in this bout. He's taken two big blades to the skull. He needs to get his tiny little hidden ones into full rev up and shut up mode. Striking true. Big time step up into Guri. Dropping through. McIntyre sends Ospreay into the corner. Hooking him up. A scoop into Snake Eyes. Goes for the pin. Thinking it's enough. Close to being. It's a near fall 2 count. Out from McIntyre, but he's getting cocky. Caught as a nip up from Ospreay. The champion. We've seen him do this countless times, catching people off guard, and he's setting up McIntyre for a little bit of cheeky Nando's kick. The axe thrown up. And the skull, the target, the cross lined up, and the shot dropped onto the back. The double axe. A lot of hidden weapons, a lot of weaponry in terms of medieval ages in this match. Sky Twister press there from Ospreay. Both missing there. I think Ospreay might have been going standing Spanish fly. McIntyre avoids it. And gets Ospreay on his shoulders. Ospreay dropped across the top rope. And then being elbow dropped. Drew really, he's losing his cool. Losing the advantage he earned for himself. Ospreay fighting into this match. We warned you about Ospreay's comeback ability. He's used it so many times to his advantage. And now could be in trouble as McIntyre's trying to seize the opportunity. Sends Will running up, over, out the ring. Now the count will begin. But McIntyre going to follow out. Nip up there by Ospreay. Going to catch Drew off guard. Take advantage of the situation. Not again going to be able to connect with that moonsault. He's tried it several times. And each time, Drew just moves easily out the way. Big German there on the outside. As the battling begins here, continuing to rev up here on the outside. A 6 count. Here from Ospreay. 7 now. The 2 stars, the 2 champs need to make it back in the ring. Drew's back in, as is Ospreay. Both return to a vertical base until Ospreay takes the skull off of McIntyre. Up, springboard. Oh, shooting star press. Ospreay connects with that beautifully into the pin. A 2 count. Drew in trouble. Sent running. Missing though is Ospreay. The hidden blade not going to connect. Instead he's hit in the face. Dropped. I think Drew may have almost connected with a Claymore. 2 count though. It wasn't the Claymore because that would have been lights out. McIntyre sends Ospreay running into the referee. And a Glasgow kiss, but it's falling short as Ospreay up to the shoulders. Storm Breaker crawls into the pin. 1, 2, 3. McIntyre could not handle the storm that was Ospreay in the end. And while McIntyre showcased his brutish strength early on, we mentioned twice over, Ospreay is known for coming back, and coming back with a vengeance. He absorbed that Glasgow kiss and just swung back with an even more powerful maneuver. Effective demolition by Ospreay in sealing the deal. McIntyre came close, but yet again, our breakdown champions, the pecking order, seems pretty accurate. As the men's top champ beats the middle card champ.
Here is your winner, Will Oxley.
With this match now in the books, another week of weekday action comes to an end. The weekend soon upon us with our last episode of the week of Underground. I'll see you for that.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that stack, taking big swings.
Gee, I wonder who his surprise opponent will be.